YouTube. You know, I've been sticking like a Strat neck pickup in acoustic guitars rather than putting in the piezo under bridge thing. I don't know why nobody does that. Obviously, that would be the exact time when I said that one of these would pop up. So this is an Ibanez Talman TCM 50 GBO, made in China. Yeah, so basically it's got a... No, it's a slightly squarer than a Strat pickup. It's got a magnetic pickup in it. Volume, treble bass, and a wee built-in tuner with a battery. I'm not sure whether the actual pickup is active or whether it's just the battery's just for the tuner. Yeah, so I think this is... I'd put this as a... up against like the teleacoustic. I used to have a teleacoustic guitar, which I actually quite liked, which was kind of like this. This is a bit more like an acoustic. The teleacoustics are like, it's a bit thin. It's still quite thin for an acoustic. Got your full range reachy up here if you'd ever want to go up there. Kind of slightly short body. I'm pretty sure it's full scale. It'll be 25. 25 is normal for an acoustic, isn't it? Don't even know acoustics that much. Or 25 and a half is normal for an acoustic then. So Fender Strat scale length. It actually sounds a wee bit similar to that wee Gretsch which I need to sell, the wee Sweethearts of the Rodeo one. It's kind of got a similar, because it's a similar size body, this is a bit more, it's a wee bit of a cowboy guitar, this is a bit more modern. There was a time I would have called this a Bee Gees type guitar, maybe not necessarily with the cutaway and stuff, but just the sort of slightly small electroacoustic-y type thing. But it's awful good. I really like the bass version. I've never actually played the guitar version, but the bass version of the Talman is great. It's got an amazing, like, their own design, kind of like a sort of Strat output jack and a Telecaster control plate combined, which I really like on that. But I mean, this guitar is just, it's so small and easy to play. It's kind of like one of your, if you're going to be sitting, you know, I do have a few of the big dreadnoughty things and they are louder and stuff like that. But I mean, how loud do you really need to go? If you need to go louder, you can turn on the pickup. It is louder than when I've been putting a Strat pickup in one of these, in an acoustic. Well, when you turn off the amp, you can really notice it really much more. Even just having it a wee bit on a wee touch. But I'll just go into the usual. So it's an Ibanez. I don't know how much this costs. This was one. There's a few guitars I got in because there was a fire in the flat next door and they'd all got wet. So I've basically stripped it right down. There's not really much I could do with the inside, but it doesn't look mouldy or anything like that. There's no sign of water in it. I did have to, like, you know, take the tuners off and give them a good clean and stuff before they sort of got rusty. But I mean, it's wood. It's got, you know, there's some. If it looks okay, it's probably okay. I'm thinking. So I've lowered the action a wee bit. Yeah, truss rods. I'm kind of expecting the truss rod to over tighten. Because just now it's playing like a neoclassical speed metal machine. This is maybe, would you call this a songwriter's guitar? Like an acoustic songwriter. I can see somebody sitting there picking away with this. Does it have a year on it? 2Y03. No, I would guess it's only a couple of years old. It's good, but it's like it's got all the decent stuff on it. I don't imagine it's a solid top. You can't actually see. It's not. I can see it's a laminate top. With a sort of matte. Sort of you can feel the grain through the finish. It's got a very 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 thin finish on it all the way around. It's got that sort of satin, just a wee dusting of the. No, it's not gloss. Put it that way. But I do like the pickup built into the sound hole. There was a later on teleacoustic that came in with the magnetic pickup and the piezo, but it was really ugly. They hadn't done it like this. This one kind of, and when I put them in the Dreadnoughts, it was quite good. On the teleacoustic, it just like they've kind of just put a big Telecaster scratch plate on it that covers up the hole, and they've moved the sound hole from here to here, and it just looks hideous. I really can't fault. So the Ibanez, they're all good, aren't they? Really, especially anything in the last sort of 10, 20 years, they're all good. Decent tuners, well cut nut, binding on the fingerboard. Fingerboard is, I'm not sure, I don't know if it's rosewood. It kind of has that stuff that those Jacksons has, at Jackarudo, Jarakahara, that stuff. It might be that. Or it's somehow finished to match the kind of body. It's got that sort of slate grey rather than a browny black. Look at it. Does that make sense? It's like aye. Not a brown black. It's a grey black. What a load of rubbish. I had a really weird moment there when my ABY pedal, right? I was just plugging it in there and it wouldn't work. It's like, and it worked when I put it onto bass amp. For some reason, my loop pedal had decided to swap over in and out, or like left and right. So I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, if I put the switch to bass amp, when it comes through the bass amp, it was actually coming through the guitar amp, and then when I did it the other way, when I went to the guitar amp, and then basically what I did was I just unplugged the looper and plugged it back in again, and it went back to normal. So I thought it was going mad there for a minute. You're just like, but why is it coming through? You're just kind of fault finding. Why is it not on? And it's like somehow it had swapped over left and right. So there must be some option for swapping over left and right, kind of done inside the menus and stuff like that, which it unfortunately and wrongly put in. really, really easy to play. You know, it's been there trying to bend the G string, the G string on a set of acoustics. It's like a Bigsby. I got wee bass, obviously. When I hit the bass button, it goes over onto the bass. I think my favourite thing is, maybe it's not necessarily just the wee red bass, but just having something to play a wee bit of bass over the top of is great fun. Well, rap pedal, why not? Maybe not for an acoustic. Not that one. Nah. So these are awesome if it's your thing. Acoustic don't really do that much for me, really. It's good fun having a wee jammer out with it. See, I wonder, that doesn't really come through, does it? No. See, that's maybe what's missed a little bit with the piezo one, because it's like a contact pickup. It's very much when you're doing a like a rhythm tracky thing there. Well, I've got the Moore drummer pedal on anyway, so it doesn't affect me there. But you know, you kind of doing this sort of a bit of that. It very much comes through on a piezo pickup, so you can you're putting in a backing track or a loop. When you've got like that, you can actually just put in a drum pattern as on another loop or at the same time, sort of thing. Whereas you can't really do that with a magnetic pickup. It's kind of designed not to pick up vibrations. You know, it'll be heavily wax potted and stuff like that. It's not as loud as a normal pickup. I mean, I was looking at there. I've actually got the amp up a fair whack. Much louder. You'd notice that. See, when I had it plugged into the bass amp there, and the bass was way louder than it is. So it's just kind of like the same as mine. I think I said earlier on it was like mine's not. When I put a Strat neck pickup, it's not that loud. This is much louder. I think actually I was messing about with the volume control when it wasn't working earlier on, so it's turned up louder than it normally would be. It was up at almost 1 out of 10. Poof. You got 1 out of 10 in the house. Whoa, no. So it was going to be a Saturday night special tonight, but I realised that the 2 Saturday night specials I've actually got to do work to, and I haven't done either of those things yet. So little Ibanez talman. I quite like the name. It kind of sounds like tall man. I don't know. Rock on.